Showing trades every single day. Scammers hiding in their holes, wasting your energy away. They're trying to hustle, trying to make a quick buck, but they're just snakes in the grass and you're out of luck. They'll promise you the world, but it's all a facade. They'll take your hard-earned cash and leave you feeling robbed. They'll talk a big game with their words so smooth, but behind the scenes it's all a twisted groove. They prey on the innocent, they don't care who they hurt. They'll sell your dreams while they're laughing in the dirt. Take advantage of your trust and leave you with disbelief. But it's time to stand up and expose their deceit. Trading triumph, I'm the ruler of the trade. With AlgoBox by my side, no mistake can be made. Wrecking scammers with my live streams every day. Taking on the market, I'm here to stay.
Welcome aboard, everyone.
What exactly is AlgoBox, and why do our traders absolutely love it?
Michael Oates room. Are you ready indeed? Good morning, everybody. Don't forget, trading is risky and all of that business, but if trading is for you, this might also be the place for you. My name is Vinny Emini. I'll be your host. I will be walking through in the live stream yesterday, coming back from a red day. What a turd. I think we ended the live stream and I was down around 18K. Later on in the day, ended up coming back around, got as low as 8,700. Gave a little bit more back. It was up 10 or down 10. Then I was down 8. Then I was down 11. Is down 12. Ended up down on the day around 14K yesterday. That slow grinder scenario just did not move enough for me once I had gotten off sides. Those are one of my least favorite days. I could have worked my way out of it. When I look back on it, it was fixable. I had determined it. We had shown it that day. It was like, look, it's going to continue to grind. We might have that one opportunity at lunch, which we did. If you look at the turning point, it did happen. There was a big turning point there at noon, which is what helped me to get back from 18K down to like 8. But it just, you know, I didn't size enough to do that. And then just think about how it could continue to grind on up the rest of the day, which it absolutely did. Ended at its highs, literally on one of those weird days. Post all-time high. Ironically, the difficulty for myself as I looked back at it too was that we had just talked about contract rollover. We were at all-time highs. It was contract rollover. And if you missed the part yesterday where I talked about the buckets, I'm going to draw them one more time here. In your buckets, we were going from one contract to the other. So we were in the 09 contract. We rolled over to the 12 December contract. And this was at its high watermark. All-time highs will tell you that on the prior month contract, everyone is in a buy side long. In order to re-engage that, if they still wanted to maintain that, because, and quite frankly, the way that they just continue to print money and inflation out of control, in my opinion, everybody's got their own opinion on it. And I also think that they do that to deflate their own debt. There's a whole thing like if you owe $10,000 but you deflate what you have, then but you only owe 10K and that doesn't go up how much you owe, and then you could pay that off. Anyway, it's the whole thing. I think this whole thing is designed to collapse on purpose. Fiat currencies and everything else got all kinds of ideas and thoughts around that. But in order to get out of the 09 to go to the 12, they have to sell this side because they've bought, right? If you bought something and you have to go over to the next one, we have to sell it before you can rebuy it. So you have to sell to rebuy over here in the 12. And it looked like they just spent all day yesterday just buying everything, going back to re-engage their positions. And it was an all-day buy algorithm all day from literally pre-4 a.m. Yesterday, and the continuous buy. Also, because of the slowness yesterday, you may need to add more days of data, which I'm about to do as well. I can tell that with the 5 days, doesn't have enough. I'm going to go to 8 right here. Now, later this week, I probably want to peel this back once more bars are printing, but it was such a slow grinder. NASDAQ normally never moves that slow like it did yesterday. That was also a slow grinder, which means it's printing less bars. If it's slow, you're printing less bars. So numbers of days of data in order to get the amount of information that we need to be able to print our information on the charts, you may need to add more data to your charts. I just had to do that on 2 other charts. My 89 as well as my 43 range, I have now had to add more days of data. You also might have seen the issue yesterday where this chart was showing me we were at like R3 and R4 when I first started this morning. Something was jacked up with the data there. It didn't help. And of course I was trying to talk on and go with the Mentorship Monday stuff, and I just had too much going on for a slow day. It was a perfect storm of things for me. But I could tell on this chart we were at R2 and R1. Why was this one saying R3 and R4, which should be correlated? There was data issues as we were going into the day. So just a perfect storm of bad things yesterday. But coming back from red day here today, got my mind set to go, okay, I'm ready. At least I hope so. I'm here early. It is still 2 minutes before the US Open. Don't forget, I like to sit on my hands for the first 5 minutes, let the tools do the work. I'm going to set my full auto here on this account as well. Need to set an ATM here. I'm going to go to 4 bigs. And yeah, so we got about 6 minutes to kind of sit on hands here. We'll be walking through. I'll watch what's going on. So I'm looking over here on the left. Let me give a quick tour for the new and the old folks. We do need to come back here and take a peek at what is going on. We need to check our news over here on the right. So we had some red star there, 8:30 a.m. That's already passed. We are in between here, 9:15 and 10. We have business inventories, housing market index at 10 a.m. We have 10 o'clock, 10:30, 10:50, and then 4:30 in the afternoon. Now we have, this is the day before FOMC. So pre-FOMC, I would expect that they want to kind of end this day around the golden ropes areas on the higher time frames. So trading towards the golden ropes, at least towards the end of the day. Doesn't necessarily mean, you know, in the morning. In the morning, they can initiate positions and make plays. But towards the end of the day, I would expect today for us to wind up somewhere around the golden ropes. Now, the golden ropes have widened out and stayed pretty far apart. Got at its widest point right now between these two. And I would expect by the end of today for these to kind of narrow in like this, which tends to bring price like this prior to an FOMC. Now, I'm not trying to sit here and just predict what is going on, as that's not what AlgoBox is designed to do, but I'm just going experience-wise. That's the XP. That's the extra on top of our ability to execute on plays. I saw a lot of you guys actually did quite well yesterday. Proud of you guys for sometimes do as I say, not as I have done on a live stream. It is very difficult to live stream, talk, have conversations around things, and trade. I would not recommend anybody live stream your trading. I don't think that that's a good idea. I have mentioned that to multiple people who have come through in our affiliate program. I do, however, think that it is kind of the laziest, no offense to the people who have done it, but it is the laziest way to do it because it doesn't require a whole lot of effort. There's no video editing, there's no, you know, fixing stuff. You just kind of go out there, press the button, and you're live. I get that, but if you're going to be an affiliate, again, we are, well, I actually did not initiate the pass-through last night, so if you did not get your PayPal last night as an affiliate, you will get it today. I apologize. Just stuff got in the way yesterday for us to initiate. They were waiting. I always forget that on the 15th, they have to wait for our approval. I did not go through the approval process on those for those to get approved and sent. They will go out today, so my apologies on that. Just some stuff going on. And yeah, but we'll get caught up here today. If you guys got any questions, pop them there in the chat box. We are 1 minute past the US Open. Let me turn on Financial Juice as well here.
Lower bands touch NQ on the 43.
We are going to do some giveaways today at 10:10 during our coffee time. So hopefully you guys will hang out for that. Also, we are going to do an extra giveaway today. Whiskers has volunteered to, he won one of our contests yesterday, and we're going to give that one away. It's a long story, but he's a cash account player like I am, and so he wanted to, he was like, oh man, sorry, I didn't know, and he ended up winning, and then he's like, well, I only trade cash account, so let me give that away to somebody. So Whiskers, one of our, we have quite a few cash account players here, as I don't know if it's because of me, but quite frankly, let me talk about that here for just a second. So cash account, why would you want to play a cash account? So pop quiz, for those of you guys who have been around the trader funding program space for any period of time, who would you guys say have the best rules in trader funding? Sorry for my throat there. Let's have a chat around trader fundings here real quick. Who has the best rules in your opinion, and maybe tell me why there in the chat. We'll have a conversation on this because we still have about 3 minutes to sit on hands here. Real-time protection, thank you for that reminder. Yes, let me double check on that. It was off there for me there this morning.
Fib.NQ on the 4.
And how Missile goes straight for the jugular. He's like, no rules for the cash account, so cash is king. Well, that is kind of where I'm going. He knows where I'm going on this. If you can fund yourself, you have no rules. Now, you are the only rule maker, and you still have to be able to control what you're doing. Infamously, Warren Buffett said, risk comes from not knowing what you're doing. Once you know what you're doing, you should leverage it up. That's just the nature in the game of trading, in my opinion, and those who have made a lot of money in the markets. There is a lot of that conversation around it. But regardless of, and a lot of people think Funded Next has the best, right? So they don't have the trailing drawdown. A lot of people, you're going to say complain.
Lower bands touch NQ on 43.
On Apex, yes, they let you do up to 20 accounts, but that trailing drawdown is difficult. That does put an extra challenge to you, in my opinion, and totally get that. So some people might say, well, that's why we like to go with Funded Next. Funded Next has the end of day drawdown rule, which for a lot of people, they do believe that that is easier to work with, especially when you are looking for different sized plays. Now, if you're just trying to, scalp every single play and whatnot, well, Apex is really good for that. But you can do the same thing with Funded Next for that as well. So, with that being said, you'll figure out a trader funding that works in your trading style. But then at the end of the day, if you're going to compare it against cash account, there's also no split. So no split, no additional fees.
S&P 500 and Nasdaq hit intraday.
The money goes directly to you. You can withdraw at any time. You're not having to worry about, well, how many days, what's the payout rule? And while I do love Funded Next, they have a great payout rule, right? What's their payout rule? 24 hours. They will pay you within 24 hours, or they'll pay you an extra $1,000. Now, if you're like, well, I'll get an extra $1,000 if they pay me late. Well, they're not going to pay you late. Like, that's their whole guarantee, is that they're probably not going to pay you late. Like, once you have made that request, like, they got 24 hours, and I know what you're thinking, well, they have to do the review process or whatnot. Well, I also think that tells you that there's not that much review to do either. And I think it's probably because they have less rules to look over because they're not doing the trailing drawdown thing. So they're just like, okay, did you maintain? I think it's just their consistency rule, and to run that consistency rule over your account, and I believe it's like 40%. Don't quote me on that. You guys tell me what's their consistency rule once you have gotten to the funded phase on Funded Next. Yeah, I think there's pros and cons, but at the end of the day, this is coming back to say that, Whiskers is in the field of, once you have played the game in the funding space, a lot of people should probably take that and apply it into their own cash account and play it there with no rules. At the same time, it's also all at risk. Like, any given day, you can't have a day like I had yesterday. We were sitting there going, you're distracted by other things, you're late to the party, and of course I was live streaming. I think that if you take out live streaming, I'm not having that same issue that we had yesterday. I could have anticipated. We could have seen, you could see it. It was slow. It was going to go. It was all the grinding characteristics that we've talked about so many times. Knew it, called it in the chat, was like, this will be some grinder day. But then you have to execute. You have to execute well. But then all of that is at risk. It's not just what's at risk is a lot of, people talk about how, well, with trader funding, I'm only risking the
lower bands touch and
couple $100 that I spent on the account versus, well, you've got your entire account at risk because you're playing in a cash account. Margin requirements change during high impact news and overnight margins. I think they change that on all, though, right? Like your Apex and Funded Next and all those guys, they all kind of do the same thing, I believe. Well, maybe they don't. No, actually, they don't change. They don't change how many contracts you can control, right? That is true. On cash accounts, you get that, but you also that's kind of an advantage that you'll get that notice ahead of time. It's like, hey, we expect that today is going to be extra volatile. You almost get that extra hint in your email inbox from your broker that's saying, hey, the margin requirements have changed intraday. We're going from $1,000 a contract to $2,000 a contract intraday. So you can trade half the amount of contracts that day as your max. Now remember, that's as your max. Now, should you be playing your max every single day? Not necessarily. When you get good, you probably should try to reach that max, but that's just me. That's my opinion. Like, everybody's different. Everybody's got different situations, and whether you have multiple streams of income or not, where you can do that. I do believe that when you have multiple streams of income, that mentally the game becomes easier, which is why I recommend you guys should really figure out how to affiliate. It is not hard, y'all. It is all over the internet how to affiliate. And I'll be honest, look, I love you guys who are affiliating, but I am telling you, not very many of you are, none of you are doing well. Okay, none of you are doing great with it. And at the same time, like, you guys are doing so good with the trading. I get it. You're like, well, I'll just trade and make the money with the trading. I totally understand that. But on the affiliate side, with if you were to play that game smarter instead of harder, that game becomes much easier, in my opinion.
5%.
Because let me remind everybody of one thing. Some people didn't know this. I did talk to somebody on the phone the other day. They didn't know that we have set our video content to Creative Commons for the majority of all things. Now, we can take that back at any moment if there were a problem. Like we have some of these, you know, scam tards that like to come over there, and we've got all of our competitors who can't compete, so they got to cheat. Let's see if are they botting our account today? No, they're not. They haven't botted us yet. We're at 65 likes. Make sure and do me a favor, smash that like button. We got over 120 people in here, and we only got 60 likes. So half of you have not hit the like button. Do me a favor, hit the like button. I'm going to show you guys and teach you guys something today. You're going to get something out of today. Now, regardless, I'm not saying, well, you have to hit the like button. I'm just going, there's a principle in life. If you can't do the small things, you're not going to do the big things either. Do the small thing, do it well, hit the like button for us. Micro scalping, trade below. Trades are less than 20 seconds. Kazi, do me a favor and send me every detail that you can on that. The communications through that. And let's look through the rules there on those. Is that something that they are talking about? And then let's actually look at the trades that you were taking. Just curious. Most of the message I received on Discord. Let me see. Where in Discord? we have a lot of rooms. Point me to where, bro? Because I do want to point out like this. So if I get into a play, I'm like, okay, like let's say that I wanted to get long right here. I'm like, okay, I see a headshot right here. I'm going to get long. I'm at the prior high. I might get long right here. But if all of a sudden this thing starts showing me, oh, nope, I changed my mind. I closed the position.
Enigma long on the end.
Like that sounds like they're punishing you for changing your mind and deciding, oh, no, this isn't a good play. Like right now, like this is an Enigma long, but right now we are strong sell. So I've got my finger over the close here. Like right now, like if that were to have flipped, I could have easily closed out that position right there for a couple of ticks because I decided as I'm getting into the position, I'm like, nope, I don't like this, and closing out the position. Now, I need to be able to have that conversation with, like, if you're saying that funded next isn't going to, did you request a payout and that's when you got that denial, or what was the, you popped in premium chat? Okay. So again, in my opinion, like this is one of those things, like I have said, while you can't get punished for that in a cash account, at the end of the day, these places have their rules. Like you don't get to do a second guess, right? Which I think, me personally, I believe that is natural in the trading space. But then again, look, I'm old school, y'all. Y'all got to understand something. I have been trading in this space for nearly 20 plus years now. And see, I was 28 years old, 46 now. So yeah, almost 2 decades. The amount of trading that, like, when I came into this space, there wasn't anything called trader funding. Like, had no idea that micros ever would come into play, right? There are things in this industry that have completely shifted the game space, but I'm old school. We used to have to grow our account from scratch. Like there was no, hey, you get second chances. Now you could get into prop. Like for me, I was in VCM, Blaze Capital Management Trading, and you got leverage of what you were using, and your money that you put in was risk capital against their capital. So like first places in the space, but prop firms were different back then. And this space has grown and morphed. But the reason that the real rules that I talk about, I'm assuming a one account scenario and growing and being careful in your trades and all these different things. But I understand that there's this gamification of, like, I mean, I know, what's his name? Future Scalper.
You on the 4.
FSP, I believe is his name. And understanding his, like, he just buys, you know, hundreds of accounts and does an account, I don't know, I'd just call it account rotation, you know, using, and I don't know why they allow this. In fact, I thought they didn't allow this, and I don't know if they just, like, let FSP do it so that he can promote other people to do it, so that they can deny people's payouts when they come and do what he's doing, because from what I understand, account rotations are not really, I mean, they're kind of frowned upon by most of the trader funding programs out there, but you are adhering to their rules. When you buy into their game, they have changed the game and you have to play by their rules. So if it is their rules that you can't take a 5-tick scalp. And now here's the thing about that. Like, let's say that I was playing in this play and it was within 20 seconds. Like, I will oftentimes kill a play within 10 to 15 seconds of me opening the position. If I'm like sitting there and I press the go and you count 1 1001, 2 1002, 3 1003, 4 1004, I'm going to keep making my point. 5 1005, 6 1006, 7 1007, 8 1008. The play hasn't moved yet and I thought it was going to do something. And at about 12 seconds in, I'm like, nope, I don't like this play. And I close out the play. I'm not expecting to actually take profits on that. But let's say that it was up 3 ticks and I close out that play. And now you're going to tell me that because of the rules of some of these trader funding programs that like now I'm not going to be able to get paid out because I made a decision to make a quick exit. What I'm saying to you is this more emphasizes my point and why Whiskers was like, no thanks, I'm not going to do the trader funding program because I'm a cash account guy. Thanks for the free account. Thanks, but no thanks. Now, again, no dog on the trader funding program. It has allowed a lot of people to get into the space who maybe couldn't have, who don't have a few $1,000s laying around to come into the markets and trade or have that risk. I totally get that. At the same time, I tell you guys all the time, your practice should not be in a live account. And all these people keep telling me, well, Vinny, I got to have skin in the game. Why? That is so dumb. Learn to play the game. Like, be disciplined. Like, don't stop acting like a Coke addict. Where you gotta, I need someone. Don't just like be okay learning the game first, then going into a tournament. Let me give another example. So, I'm using Fortnite examples lately because my kids got me into playing Fortnite. Do you guys know that Fortnite has cash games? Y'all know about Fortnite's cash system where people are like making literally, you can go out there and look like how much people have made in Fortnite this month. And there's like entire championship boards of how much money people have made playing Fortnite. Let me turn off full auto, by the way. So full auto just got me $761 while I've been sitting here gabbing away with you guys. And we do have looks like a GC play open on the full auto bots on my other account. So, here's an Enigma short right here. I kind of would like to take that. But anyhow, I just turned it off because of the time of day. We are at 9:46. But I guess my point is cash is king. At the end of the day, if you can play a cash account, you're not having to worry about any of those rules. Like, you're not having to worry about, well, will they not pay me out? Are they going to, well, that was a 3-tick scalp and I closed out, 15 seconds because I decided I didn't like that play.
Denies he compromised on 15% auto tariffs.
Enigma short on the RTY2.
Little Trump action news there. So where am I going with this? Well, cash is king. But if you're going to play in the trader funding space, it's their rules. So you really are going to have to commit to plays. And it's more difficult. I will just put it this way. It's more difficult. But coming back to the whole sim account thing. Oh yes, Fortnite. So Fortnite, you can play a cash cup game. Now, I've gotten pretty good at the game, playing around with my kids and stuff. Do I think I'm ready to go out there and play with the guys who are what they call sweaty? Right, where they're like the sweats. Like to go in there and play in those cash cup games. Do I think I'm good enough to play in the cash cup game? No. But do I think, oh, well, I can't continue to get good at the game playing non-cash, aka sim, right? Going into play, there's one of the versions of Fortnite that me and the kids like to play is called Toy Box. Goes right along with AlgoBox. Okay, there's one called Toy Box. I play in the Toy Box thing. I've gotten to a point right now where I'm usually number 1 or 2 in that server, but it's a different style of game. It's not Battle Royale where you're the last man standing and you're moving and game rotations and going around the map and knowing the map and everything else. It's, the Toy Box. The Toy Box is always the same. It's a giant square. You drop down in there. You got all the weapons. You don't have to go and collect weapons. There's a lot of things that make, in my opinion, Toy Box easier. Now, just because I'm good at the Toy Box, does that mean I'm ready to go play the Cash Cup game where they've got extra rules and things? No, not really. But I do feel like the Toy Box is kind of like the Cash Cup where I'm playing in with my own cash. I get to come in, I get to play with my cash, I get to go in and I just get to smoke people and get on the leaderboard. And I just have to be satisfied that the leaderboard is enough for me. But if I had to go and play in the Cash Cup games in Fortnite with these sweats, these kids that are, you know, play Fortnite 24/7 all the time, whatnot, am I ready for that? I know for a fact I'm not. I will probably get smoked. I'll probably be like one of the first people out on it, and maybe we'll do it for fun to kind of prove it. But I guess my point with that is you should practice in sim, get really good in sim, then practice the game in sim, and then when you're ready, go at it. And I know in the meantime, though, you got to have a job. So what? Get a job, have a job. How about, let's say that you didn't want to do a job and this is all you wanted to do. Then affiliate. Learn how to become an affiliate, because that is way easier than trading. It is way easier to affiliate than trading. I don't understand why people don't understand that. It's tweet to tweet. Like, well, I got to get a following. I'm like, no, folks, that is wrong. You don't understand the affiliate game because you think that you have to have a bunch of following and whatnot. It's not about being a social media person. Literally, if you were to get one sale a day, the average, you know, I don't know. I guess I should look at the actual stats there. But if someone's buying lifetime here, at the level that we're doing now, we are giving you 25% of the people who are coming in with you. 25%. And this is just to help all of the affiliates there. 25%. No other place out there is doing 25%. That's crazy of us. They're like, well, why don't you just go and do advertisement? We could. I could literally just go out there and do Google advertisement. And if that's what you guys ultimately end up wanting me to do, this is kind of the last hurrah. We started our affiliate program last November. If we don't have affiliates picking up come this November, we tried it out for a year. And if the affiliates aren't moving the needle and they don't want to go and continue to tell people about the product, we will eliminate the affiliate program and we will just advertise ourselves. It will cost us way less than 25%, but this is the last shot to allow people to go out there. And if you want to tell people about what we do here and you want to make that money, I'm giving you the opportunity to do so. It will end in November if we don't get numbers, right? And right now, I'm just telling you, we're not getting numbers. It's been a year and hardly anybody's doing anything with affiliate. So I don't know if you guys just take it for granted that it's there. That happens with a lot of things in life. When it's free, doesn't cost you anything, people take it for granted. And then when it's gone, then they're upset about it. Maybe that's what's necessary. And then maybe it has to get brought back later. I don't know. At the same time, if I go down the route of going and spending the money in advertising, I don't know that I'll want to go back to that. Just put it in there. Just saying. Anyhow, I know what it takes to trade. I know how difficult it is. I know that it helps to have secondary incomes so that when you are stressing out about a play or a situation, and weird days like yesterday where it's going to be some grinder scenario day and you got cut off sides and you know, there's literally, if the market's not moving like it was yesterday, like so slow grinding and it's, you know, moving against, you don't have time to get in it. You may not be positive on the day. And it sure does help to know, well, you know, maybe you're not the only one in your family making income at the same time. You got a family and whatnot. I understand, like there are difficulties in all different things. Like that's the beautiful and crazy thing about life, is that life is a challenge. Life is a game. It is ultimately, number one, if you don't know, the most important thing in your life is to decide and understand that Christ died for you. That is the number one thing to pass fail in this life. That's pass fail. Then beyond pass fail, if you want to have reward in heaven and not be poor in heaven, for the folks who do accept Christ, congratulations. You're not going to be eternally separated from God, which literally is hell. Awesome. But you can be poor in heaven by not doing works. Everybody's like, well, faith without works is dead. And I'm just telling you, you can be poor in heaven. People are always like, well, we're all going to have mansions. No, we're not. No. Those are mistranslations of rooms in these mansions, and there are levels to them, and it is based on what you do here on earth. He's checking your video game. He's looking to see, what did you do here with your time and the talents that he gave to you. Parable of Talents is huge. If you guys go read the book, or not the book on the parable, but the Parable of the Talents, where Jesus is talking about each one is given a certain level. And if you don't do something with it, in the Parable of the Talents, it's a simple double. Did you double what I gave you? Did you take what I gave you and double it? If you did, well done, my good and faithful servant. Come in here and receive your reward. If you just were like, well, I took this talent and I buried it in the backyard. It's like, hey, I didn't want to lose it, whatever. Hey, I'm here. At least I accepted you. Okay, well, you're out. Just saying. Trying to help you out. I got a twofold mandate here. I am here to try to help you to become rich here on earth and rich in the kingdom of God. The twofold effort. Anyhow, the opportunities are there, but coming back to this whole thing where you feel like you got to have skin in the game. Will I get better at the game by playing the Cash Cup?
Trump says Australian
in
Prime
Fortnite.
Minister is coming to visit soon.
That's the question. And I don't think so. Okay, I hate to say it. At the same time, there is like, yes, there's a lot more pressure there, but I still think I get better by playing the game in sim first, going over there and not having, and again, of course, the cash cups don't cost you anything to get in. So maybe you're like, well, there's no cash. But if, let's say that it costs you money to get into the cash cup games, it would be a waste of my time and money. So I know it's not exactly the same because in Fortnite, it doesn't cost you, I don't think. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong on that. I don't know enough for that. I don't believe you have to pay to get into the cash cups. You just sign up. So a little bit different there, but it costs you to get in the game in the cash cup here. You're like, well, I had to pay, you know, and I've heard people say things like, you know, I've bought over 100 accounts, and I'm like, I got to sit there and count there for a second. You've failed 100 times. And I'm like, how much did you spend on that? And they're like, you know, tens of thousands of dollars. And I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just start to go, and was it because of the rules? Like, could you have taken that same $10,000 and without those rules, been able to do what we say here? We're like, okay, I get into play. No, I don't like it. Close the position. I don't know. But I can say that you don't have to play the game with money on the line to get good at this. I want to debunk that lie. And I mean, I hate to call it what it is, but a lot of you guys are lying. You are lying to yourself because I've heard you all, I won't say all, but I've heard many people say it. Okay, you're not the only one who said it. So the good news is you're like, well, am I the only person? You're not the only person who said it. There are many people who, for whatever reason, believe that lie. I am the dispeller of lies. Okay, I am the truth seeker, and I'm going to tell you that's another lie you've been told. You do not have to have skin in the game to get good at the game. You need to play well in sim. You need to, and is there any system better than ours in sim? I don't think so. Market replay in NinjaTrader is still the best in the world. It's like, well, they've got, you know, they've got kind of some market replay and trading view. No, they don't. They do a bar at a time. You don't have tick data. It's craziness. You don't have the, like, the best way to learn is to use NinjaTrader and then use a cheat code like AlgoBox to play the game, in my opinion, if you want to win and take the shortest amount of time to get there. Because it's going to, no matter what, it's going to take you a little bit of time. Time is a element in this that is there. Okay, I may engage this short here. We've got a delta shift. Hearing buyers step in there, so I'm not going to jump in the middle of them. But if I hear sellers come back in here, it's 9:55. We are... Oh no, that's just when that printed. It's actually 9:58. We got 2 minutes till the news. So never mind. We're sitting here at the open line. Almost got tempted in to start taking some plays here. This is the open line, what I kind of call the nope. The nope in line. I don't like to play around the nope line. Great plays will just go to around the nope line sometimes. And we're about to have news. So breaking news breaks things. Gonna wait here on the news. All right, we're still not at 100 likes. I hate to call this early, but I've said it before. If we don't get 100 likes by 10 a.m., then you guys don't like this enough for me to stay. So we got 1 minute, 30 seconds to get us to 100 likes. We got 115 people hanging out here. Make sure and get that to 100 if we're going to hang out the rest of the afternoon. Do one, three. Go back to practice. Do 300K per month. So how much does that cost you? What are the, when you say a 300K?
With the US NAHB housing market index.
I don't know how much that is. Like, how much is that? And I'm not telling you not to do it. At the end of the day, if it's your way and you think you're progressing that way, cool. The thing is let me tell you something about, here's the false information about failure too in this arena. So yesterday I came away with a red day. And does that mean that I'm a terrible trader because I had that red day yesterday? Actually, let's say that what you're saying is right.
On the RTY
So I failed yesterday. So should I go back to practice? So since I failed yesterday, that means I don't know what I'm doing, right? I should just quit. I should toss in the towel because I failed yesterday. I lost money yesterday. So as a professional trader,
32
I should give up and toss in the towel, and I should just go back to practice. I should not be allowed to play live anymore. That's the logic that some of you guys are having. And no, like, I get it because you're in the early stage, and you might be like, that might be applied to you, but it might have been that you shouldn't have been live to begin with. The markets are going to be tricky. They always are, which is why I have simple rules like this, which this is here still from yesterday. I never even flipped those back. So within 5 trades, to, I don't want to say keep you safe because nothing can keep you safe, but in my opinion, the reason I always tell you guys, look at 5, mentally prepare yourself to take 5 trades every day. Try to come into the markets when the markets are on the move. Like coming into a stagnant market, yesterday was one of the most dangerous markets you can get into. If it's stagnant, you could just like not play. But within 5 trades, I need to figure out how much money do I need to make for my family on a regular basis. And the 2 trade wins should be enough to pay for life for your family, whatever that family size may be. Everybody, family sizes vary, okay? But let me talk about what is failing, is not being able to do what I have said that you need to do. If you have taken your 2 trades in the morning, how many of you have this? You made your 2 trades and you made $56.
The globe as Freeland.
I'm talking about USD here.
Envoy for Ukraine.
Divergence down NQ on the 9.
Now, that may be enough for you, depending on what part of the world you're in. But let me just give an example. If you're in California, okay, if you're my buddy Trung, okay, Trung lives in California, and if he makes $56 on 2 trades, probably because he's trading micros or whoever you are, and you're trading $56. Is $56 in a day enough to live on? Pop quiz. Well, if you're in California, I would probably say nope. I don't think so. Now, if you're in some other places, again, like there are places in the world where that is okay. But if you are up 2 trades in the day, on average, you're only making $56, you're trading too small. Do you understand my simple logic on that? In my opinion. Most places you can't live on $56 a day, which means you're sized inappropriately. That is just factual based like logic on if you're trying to trade for a living. Now remember that like the only book that I ever tell you guys that you should even waste your time with, if you're going to waste your time on a book, is Alexander Elder's book, Trade for a Living, because that's what you want to do. Yes, if you want to trade for a living, otherwise I don't even know why you're trading. Like if you don't want to trade for a living, like what are you doing wasting your time? Like I don't get it. This game is not that fun. It's 2-dimensional. They're way cooler, funner games, more fun games than trading. It's a 2D playing Frogger, old school Atari style, like hop your Frogger across the thing without getting run over by the log. Sound is going up and down a lot on my voice or on the music. Can you tell me, is it on my voice or is it on the noise from the background music and stuff? Mic check, mic check.
NQ on the
Test 1, test 2. Does seem a little low. Test 1, test 2. How about now? Test 1, test 2. Is the audio not right? Are other people having... I don't have a sound issue. I mean, I'm looking at the equalizer and it doesn't seem like that's the case. Dr. Leaf, I would check your own... I'd probably check your own system. I'm not trying to say it's your problem, not mine. But no one else is having that issue, so I believe it's on your problem. Yeah, no one else is having that problem. So maybe tell us what you're using. Are you using a Bluetooth earpiece or some kind of thing like that? I am looking at the audio and it does not look... So here's the thing. I have this thing. It's called the EQ. So, you know, how about this for the people who want to affiliate? Okay, like get familiar with OBS. And I'm not saying that because you need a live stream, but I am saying for even the videos that you make. Okay, like my poor buddy Trung, he goes out there and he makes a video,
Treasury Department website,
and it's so low quality. It's like you're not going to affiliate well. Like there's a difference in affiliating well. It's almost like trading well. Like you can affiliate poorly. All right, if you're gonna go put out a low quality video, like what's even the point? You have to at least like what you're getting paid for as an affiliate, just so you guys know, is putting out a quality piece of content. A quality piece of content. And then getting that in front of people. And I know what you're thinking. So back to this whole thing, I'm going to talk about the affiliate some more because we're sitting here at the nope line. Does everybody understand? Like we're at the nope line right now. Like if everybody's like, well, he's just gabbing on because he's trying to kill time. But yes, I'm killing time because we're literally sitting here on the open line. There's really no point in taking anything around this open line. So just so you know, I am, believe it or not, using time wisely to try to help people to do better in what they're trying to do. But don't put out low quality stuff. You're just wasting your time. Like if it's low quality, just don't even put it out. But I would say that a more effective way, if you don't have a following already, like the best thing you can actually do is just what I kind of call tweet to tweet sales. Back in the day, door-to-door sales, people would go door-to-door and tell people about a product. They didn't make the product. It's like people who are selling vacuums. That's the classic example is, hey, let me come into your house. Let me show you how cool this vacuum is, or whatever they're selling, to one person at a time.
You're right.
And back to that reminder that if somebody buys lifetime, you're making about $1,000 per person.
2021.
So, you know, can some people live off of $2,000 a month? In the US, it might be a little bit tricky, but around $3,000 to $4,000 a month, you're good. Now, what does that mean? So you have 20 working days in a month. You have 31 days-ish in a month. Or let's round it and say 30. So 30 days in a month. And getting 3 sales of lifetime in a month. That translates to... It's not a lot of people. Like, it really just, it's up to you guys. At the end of the day, I don't know. I'm going to try to help you guys out. We're going to give as much opportunity through November as possible to get our affiliates going for themselves. But at the end of the day, if we just have to do it on our own, like we will. But we are kind of giving that opportunity through November to see if the affiliate stuff will pick up. And if it does, great. If it doesn't, that's okay too. Yeah, there's a link to the affiliate program. And I'm gonna show some examples. I will try to use somebody as an example to like just using Twitter without a following. Like I'm gonna do maybe some videos around like how easy it is to like start with an account that, I mean, it doesn't need to have been like an account that started yesterday or something like that, like people might question. But at the same time, if you make the account well and it just looks like a normal person, because here's the problem. A lot of you guys are like, Excalibur trades. Well, nobody wants to talk to Excalibur trades. Okay. I've said this before, that the best affiliates these days have a normal first name, last name. Patrick Weiland, right? Number 1 in the game. Just the name. Just the name. All these other guys, pretty much first name, last name, are the best. The reason Trades by Matt isn't good, because his name is Trades by Matt. The more that you talk about some other thing, like even me with AlgoBox, I would do much better. In fact, we did much better when I was just Vinny Emini. Vinny Emini, like we had created that name, created that brand. Now, I did try to make this so that it is a company and an organization. We did get very serious about it. We have awesome staff and crew, and putting it behind the name itself. And ultimately, you know, I absolutely may just go back to, you know, affiliating on my own and just becoming Vinny Emini again. We have spent 2 years, I think it's about 2.5 now, fully engaging the AlgoBox brand under AlgoBox. There are multiple YouTube channels out there now under AlgoBox, and every piece of content is, I don't want to say every piece of content is professional, but we have all of the professional training videos on all of our strategies, all of our individual components of the system. And then the rest under the Vinny Emini mentorship, you know, things like, so you guys know the Big Bear, Small Bear, or the Big Bear, yeah, Big Bear, Small Bear, Big Bull, Small Bull type of training. That's more like mentorship style stuff, not necessarily from AlgoBox, but AlgoBox is showing, for instance, we have a giant, everybody see the giant bear in here? Type of 1 if you see it, 2 if you're new, 3 if you're still here, just here to troll me as we're going through this. That is a 2000 level bear in there, right? So what should I mark this area? This is not something that AlgoBox is going to do, but this is me as a mentor, as a person who has experience in the markets. I use this method. I use AlgoBox to show me what's here, and then I have estimations on what this is going to do. And I'm going to take the middle of this zone, and I'm going to measure out 250 ticks down below to know where this bear wants to take it. And then I have things that I do measured and based on whether or not that bear gets to his target. If he makes no money, I have things that I assume. And if he makes his money, we have things that we can do. These are here probably from yesterday. No, don't need those. All right, so I talk about things like, where does this bear want to take the market? Right, as of right now, he wants to take it down here. Right, so if I get a play set up in here, where am I going to hold my runner out to? And a cash account, because that's another thing. I really do think it's interesting on, like, the markets are inconsistent. So for somebody to tell you, like, being consistent in your trading, being like making exactly X number of dollars every day, which is what a lot of people come into the markets thinking they're going to do, because that's how they're used to, you know, having their job or whatever else in life has kind of taught them to do. Here comes the open line. I'm hearing sellers come through it. If we break that blue dot, I may enter on a piercer. It sounds like we're breaking it, so I'm taking this as a piercer entry. I will add as we get to the first set of, okay, so I'm going to add in on the 7. That is the first order flow event after the entry. I'd like to have them at the same location. Hopefully not getting trapped in here. Remember, we have the open line right here still.
Touch NQ on the 43.
Seuss.
Fib.NQ on the 4.
Might be getting worked here. Red dot needs to hold if the bears are in control.
Double Delta NQ on the 4.
They might be losing control if they break that dot. Oh, hearing buyer step back in, and we're cracking the dot. So bears are not in control there. All right, so got tempted into position there. Looked like we're finally going to break away from that open line, and they were like, nope. They pulled the nopen.
Lower bands touch NQ on the 43.
So where I was going with that is, so as far as the brand goes, we've built everything for you. As an affiliate, we've done all the documentation, we've done all the video stuff. All you have to do is just point people to, like, hey, have you ever seen this? This is the greatest trading platform in the world. Check it out. No other system has more documentation. No other system has more training materials. No other system has actually live trading right there in front of you in live streams than our system that I'm aware of. Now, you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but I have not seen any system, and I'm talking about full system. I'm talking about, well, ICT's got more hours of content. Does he? I don't even know. I doubt it at this point. But that's debatable. But somebody who's just out there gawking and talking and definitely doesn't have a programmed system like we do. Okay, so I'm going to re-engage this position one more time on the cross, stop above the cross. So small stop, big target. I'm going to add a hard stop up above this cross here. If we break it, we'll kill it. But I'm trying the entry here on the redo. Might be stopped out here any second. Yep, stopped out. Okay. Boo. Market's being tricky around here at the open line. Let's see. So salespeople say this all the time. They'll say things like, what you want, if you have a great product, then it's easy to sell. And at the same time, like, we have not matched the growth into comparing how well our system works. That is a fact that we are well aware of, which means that our marketing sucks. That our system is too good. We have demonstrated it too well, but that it obviously means that our marketing materials are not getting in front of the right eyeballs. And at the same time, like, I know what it would take to get that in front of the eyeballs, and I do have an ethical obligation for myself. I will not put my stuff in the hands of the scammers. Like, I will not go out there, and at the same time, I'm not going to go in the hands of, Patrick Weiland from his there are attitudinal issues with me. Like, I would prefer to not have a person who, whether he's an actual cocaine addict or not, I don't know, but someone who acts like a cocaine addict, I would prefer that they not be talking about AlgoBox, if you know what I'm saying. What was the name of the book you mentioned earlier? It is Trade for a Living by Alexander Elder. At the same time, I'm not telling you that you should read that book. I'm going, if you just absolutely, for whatever reason, you wanted a book to read on trading. Some people are just, for whatever reason, they think that if it's in a book, then it means something. So where have I gotten information, how I've programmed the system? I have programmed some of the concepts out of the Alexander Elder book on the multi-time frame, particularly. Multi-time frame, is this going to pop too? We got a pink HMD right here. Prior high.
Upper bands touch NQ on
high touch. Timing. We're in the bear zone. I should be waiting for 2 crosses here in the big bear zone. Get bullside traps, which would be normally crosses, so I'm kind of preempting that only because we saw the The HMD right there. Should be waiting for 2 crosses in here.
Upper bands touch NQ on the
I'm gonna
43.
pull half because it took a little bit too much heat prior on this. I do think we'll have a triple crown here. Same scenario as we have on. You kind of see the little miniature. It's like a miniature S curve. Everybody see the miniature S curve right there? Type of 1 if you do, 2 if you're new.
Double delta.
Have not
NQ
seen me
on
talk about that. I thought it might go farther than that, but it's a little miniature one there. So what is the finishing move of an S curve? Tell me there in the chat after you have typed your 1, since you know what we're talking about. And then what is the finishing, what I kind of call the finishing move and the reversal play on an S curve?
Upper
That I
bands
like to look
touch
for.
NQ on the 43.
Pablo, that's right, the triple crown, right? Although I think you drew a quad crown, but I get what you're saying. You know what's up. The triple crown, that's right.
Enigma long on the RTY2.
So the ideal would have been a triple crown there, which we did not get. So that big of a straight up leg move there is definitely a little bit unnerving there. Yeah, so this one did not what would have normally I would like to see with an S curve. So after it, I want to see dun, 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 triple crown type scenario. And you're looking for a triple crown. It kind of looks like that. And also as it comes up, it can go dun, 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 dun. Anything with a 1, 2, 3, when I'm talking about the triple crown. So if you have not learned this before with us, looking for a little pattern like that. Now again, that's outside of AlgoBox. That is just an experiential thing. We do not have that particularly coded in. We have J hooks coded, which do have sort of a triple crown. So if you did see a J hook after one, we would be playing kind of the opposite on J hook. All right, starting to push up and hold that high.
Dow turns negative, last down 0.3%.
So back to that deal on AlgoBox. The reason I'm talking about this and talking to the affiliates. And again, we were, well, you guys normally should have received your PayPal on affiliate on the 15th last night. I just have not gone through the approval process stuff. I did see there this morning that I got the note that was like, hey, you got to approve these. I forgot. So we will get you guys paid today on the affiliate side. But again, one of those where we are making a note that it would be way better for me to just go out there and market. Like, I know that.
Pip.NQ on the 4.
But I'm trying to give people the opportunity to do it first. And whether it works or whether it doesn't work, at the end of the day, my integrity means something to me. I'm always looking to make sure that, I don't want to say always, because I'm not perfect like Jesus, okay? I'm not trying to be like, I am Jesus. I am a Christian. Thank goodness for Jesus. I am not perfect by any means. However, I seek my Father's approval above, and that I am trying to do what's best for the people. So, and whether you agree with my ways or not, at least my attempts are always to do it in a way that gives everybody an opportunity to win. I try to have win-win-wins. I do not want to it be, well, this person wins or I win. I would like everybody to win. Like, that is my ultimate goal. I'm a both kind of guy. If somebody gives me two options for something, my kids know this. Anybody who's been around me knows this. If I'm faced with two options that are good, and they're like, you can have this or you can have this, and they're both good, I will try to figure out a way to have both. Which takes effort, takes a massive amount of effort. Oftentimes one of those is easier than the other, and oftentimes most people will go with, okay, well, I'll just pick an option and go with that. Don't try to say, oh, well, I'm better than you or anything kind of whatnot. I'm just going, this is just what drives me. People ask sometimes, like, what drives you? What do you do? Why do you make the decisions that you make? And regardless of whether people agree or disagree with me, I'm not here to seek agreement. I'm not here to go, well, let me coddle every person who thinks they have an idea. And just because the majority is saying something, I'm not jumping in just because majority rule type of scenario. And if you don't like it, you know, I would like you to like it, but if you don't, I don't care. It's just, at the end of the day, most people are generally wrong. People fall for stuff way too easy. There are a lot of people here, and a lot of you included, you still think we live on a ball. It's okay. I don't know where this notion of people acting like, well, people who are knowledgeable about the truth, who know that we live under a dome, are people who are like, well, you just like having the exclusivity of the knowledge. Why is it that we want people to know then? Why do we want you to know? And it's not about, well, you just want people to know that you know. No, it's not true at all. I literally just want you guys to know the truth. I don't know why people don't think that can't be a thing. Anyhow. Feeling quite philosophical these days. I think our time is short here, folks. You're not perfect. I'm not perfect. Jesus was perfect, and I would highly recommend that you accept his gift and do it quickly.
Deals with private equity firms. So, private equity firms said to consider committing billions to Saudi AI pact. That's Riyadh's Humain in discussions with firms including Blackstone and BlackRock.
Blackstone and BlackRock. Oh, the irony of the timing of that statement right there. Why black? Blackstone, BlackRock.
Hello, Impact Touch NQ on the 40 index month over month.
Do you guys know about the theory? Because again, you have to claim things as theories until you were literally the person that proved it, saw it with your own eyes. I have not seen the BlackRock itself in the center of the north, but it is highly likely that that is what is in the true center north. Yes, Kazi is saying, you know, he understands the theory of what is the giant magnetic component that is causing compasses to point north, etc., aka the center, which they have told you is north on a ball. Literally just nonsense. If you even understood what a vacuum was, you would know that you can't have a vacuum without a container. But we all fall for the NASA photos.
NQ on the 4.
Green screens. And astronauts. Okay. If the Bears are in control, this red dot needs to hold. Trying to maximize the play here. There's 50, 55. Can we get the full 100? Now 100 from the top. That measurement. Shoot, we're probably already there right now. Oh, shibits. Oh, I didn't measure. It's 100. Dadgummit.
You on the 9.
All right, I needed to peel some right there. That's 100 from the top. Be very careful when a move has gone exactly 100. Try to pull some off there. You can always re-add, but it will oftentimes bounce off of 100 ticks off of whatever the current high is, especially in a bull market where we have been, which is, and you can't deny that we've been in bull market territory for quite some time there. So should have peeled some right there. Even if I re-added here on a Seuss, I still should have peeled some off there at the 100 tick. Always try to get that measurement 100 ticks back off of that top. Just a pro tip there.
Fed says Stephen Moran sworn in as governor ahead of FMC meeting.
All right, I'm going to peel some here if they're going to let me fill. All right, I'm just going to close position. All right, I'm up 3K now from the drawdown scenario there. Would like to have sat there and held that out more, but I'm going to peel it there on the 100. It is 10:30. We are here at 1 hour, 11 minutes. 11111. 10:30. We get 100 likes. Oh, we got a lot of likes. Thank you guys for smashing that like button. I'm going to open it up for questions here, and I'm going to do a giveaway right now. Let's do Whiskers. Let's give away Whiskers' Apex account from yesterday. So we talked about this earlier today. Whiskers is on a cash account. He did win one of the Apex accounts yesterday, and he was like, oh, I want to give away that Apex account. So we're going to do his giveaway first. Shout outs to Whiskers, and let's do that contest right now. Everybody spam Apex in the chat if you would like an Apex account right now. We're going to do that giveaway. And the code is going to be Apex. Type Apex there in the chat. Spam Apex. And remember, if you are a subscriber, make sure you're subscribed. You'll get 2 times the amount of drawing entries. And we'll let our bot do our drawing here.
Enigma long on the RTY2.
All right, here we go. We'll give it 30 more seconds to become a participant. There's a high likelihood that you win our giveaways. We only have about 100 people hanging out here with us, so high opportunity here, and we're going to give a couple away. So the first one we're going to give away is Whiskers' account from yesterday, and then I'm going to do one more after that. And then we also might do a funded next. I need to see how many.
Vib.NQ on the 4.
Funded next didn't quite give me enough. So here's another thing. The more you guys use our code, the more they allow us to give away these accounts. So that's how it goes. Like, they kind of base it on your size. Like, we have not been big enough for us to, you know, be doing account giveaways, but they did reach out to us. I guess we have reached some threshold number under which they're like, hey, we'd like you to, we'll give you some accounts to give away. Oh, wow, that's nice. Okay, sure. Let's go.
Vib.NQ on the 43.
How many? Okay. All right, we got 41 participants. Here we go.
Treasury says that
2 times
sanction
for the sub. If you are subscribed, you'll get 2 times more than that.
earlier on screen.
And here we go. Let's get our next winner. Alpha 79. Congratulations. Alpha 79 is our latest winner. Alpha 79. Reach out to me on X. So x.com, send me a direct message. That's where you need to contact me. And my handle is Vinny Emini. On x.com. If you guys are not following me there, make sure and do so, because if you are going to win an account, you're going to need to DM me there, and you will have a certain amount of time. Now, I'm being a little bit more flexible right now because we're kind of just now getting started into this. People are not used to how we're running things, but make sure you are following me over there on X, on Vinny Emini. All right, let's do one more drawing. So continue to spam that chat with Apex. I'm going to do one more winner. Special shout outs to Whiskers. He is giving away his account there to someone else here. So special shout outs to Whiskers. Thanks for giving that away there. So Alpha 79, you've got Whiskers account. May the Whiskers power be with you. Captain Cash account over there. All right, let's run it one more time. Let's see who our second winner is here. Who's getting an Apex account? Now, what's cool with Apex, remember, you're like, well, what account size is it? It's all account sizes. Don James, the myth, the man, the legend. Don James just won an account. Send me a DM, bro, over there on X, and I will give you a code. Now, the way that it works with Apex is you only need the code that I give you, and then you can buy any size account. Now, your first month is free on that, and then it is 50% after that for the months after. So they did tell me if somebody only wants the free part, they only want to do it in the 1 month, and they don't want to get paid out or whatever their whole thing is, you need to cancel before the second month if you don't want to pay it 50%. But basically that's what they said, that your first month with these codes will be 100% off, and then subsequent months will be 50% off of whatever account. So you can go all the way as high as a 300K account, but then you will need to pay for that afterwards 50% of their normal price. Make sense? Congratulations to Don James and Alpha 79. Thanks for participating in our giveaway chat there. Okay, now very interesting. Let's talk about this. What just happened right here. So we got the play. We are inside of the bear zone. We got our play. We did the looking for the triple crown. I see it here. 1, 2, and 3. Nice. We get it the down move, and look, it comes to that. This is what I have said before. The reason that you want to mark out that 100 ticks from the high. Remember, it's not from where you entered. Yes, I'd love to make 100 ticks, but oftentimes I'm not going to catch the actual high tick on the area. But on those plays, it can go beyond that, but oftentimes something happens, especially in a bear market or in a bull market. In the opposite of that is that it will move 100 ticks against it, and then you'll see a rip back as they continue to basically, oh, it's pulled back 100 ticks. A lot of people will rebuy that position. It's a whole thing. Just basically make a mark and a note of that 100 tick level, and sure enough, we hit it 1, 2, 3, like 4 or 5 times there. Now, if we break through that, I may re-engage. In fact, I'm going to re-engage that right now under the 100 tick and see if it continues downward on that, because it looks like they came back up to prior high, red dotted. I wish I would have gotten in a little bit higher than that. I am totally FOMOing on the entry here, but remember, where does it want to go? This big bear who's in there, who everybody's probably forgotten about because it didn't happen till way earlier there in that morning, has already come in. And now we've got big bear even further, another big bear coming in, selling, lots of selling in here. They're trying to push that through. Now, the bulls will oftentimes continue to try to hold that in. We are at the bottom of a channel here, and we can pop back up here. Yep, and it's the back of a shark, an 8.3. Easy stop, put a stop above the cross there. I am going to look to add to that position here. I need to hear some sellers or a Seuss. There's my Seuss entry. I want to see it break down below that cross. If we pop up above the cross, I can reconsider my position. That is a DDSR. I also see that there. So we could reverse back up here, and this could be just a trapping more bears because it looks too obvious, almost a little bit too easy on the short side. I generally like for my plays to be more difficult than that. You guys have heard me say this many times as I'm playing. If you guys have been watching me for a while, when it's too easy, I don't like it, like right now. Yeah, so we could end up popping back up here. Got my finger over the close. Yeah, almost looking too easy to get on the short side, so don't like it. What's the time? 9:41. All right, I'm gonna close it. It's been again, my head hasn't really been in the game here. Coming back from a red day from yesterday, I'm gonna hold on to it. I just don't like what I mean. Literally them playing this, even right here. We'll call it. I intend to be back here later this afternoon. I'm gonna go and get take care of some of the affiliate stuff. You guys should be seeing your PayPals here before noon. Go get those taken care of as well, and I will hopefully catch you guys there this afternoon if you guys would come back. We'll do some giveaways this afternoon. I'll do the Nexus. I'm sorry, why did I say Nexus? What in the world? I will give the funded Next accounts away this afternoon. I need to go get some more coffee. All right, I'll catch you guys this afternoon.